Are we live? Yeah. Okay, good afternoon. My name is Carol. I'm an instructor here at NAU. I teach body sculpt and yoga. So if most of you are like me, you really miss not being able to work out in the gym or at NAU with all the equipment that we have. I don't want to lose the conditioning that I've built up over a long time, and so I'm either using body weight or I'm using common household items. So, for example, I found these bags of gravel at the nursery store for $1. And this is probably about 20 pounds. I put a couple of 10-pound smaller bags together. You can fill up laundry detergent bottles or water bottles with water, rocks, anything you want to add that resistance. So what we're going to be doing today, I'm going to give you a lot of different options, some body weight, some using common household objects. So I'll be using sliders, but on carpet, you can use paper plates. You can also use, if you have a hardwood floor, and I like hardwood floor better because the paper plates are really kind of flimsy, a washcloth or a towel under your feet. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to do about a 3 to 4 minute warm up. So just easy jog in place. So I don't have music, feel free to put on your own music. If you don't like jogging, you're marching, drive those knees up to the chest. And then let's take it into jumping jacks. Easy jacks. And 8 more. Last 4. We've got 2 jacks and 2 knees. Two more of these. Last one. And then take the feet a little bit wider than the hips. We've got easy squats. Sit back into the heels, drive through the heels and come up. Those of you that want a little bit more cardio, you're going to do jump squats. Let's go with 8 more here. Last 4. And 2. So moving on to a little bit of dynamic stretching, corkscrew. You're reaching from one side to the next. Just let that opposite foot pivot. And then side stretch. Reach up and over. Other side. So a few more like this. One more time, each side. And then bring the feet under the hips. Come into a little mini squat. And just little shoulder circles, one and then the other. And reverse. Side to side lunges. So taking one forearm to the thigh and switch. If you want more, fingers to the ground. You can come up onto the opposing heel. And the next time when you're on the right, stay on the right. Turn both feet, and then step that back foot in, like you're in the starting block position. Lower the heel, or the knee, and then straighten the legs, and drop the head. Working into the hamstrings, 3 more. Last time. Walk back to center, all the way over to the other side. And again, step that foot in a little bit. Lower the knee, lift the hips, and straighten the legs. Maybe come in onto that front heel. 3 more. Drop yourself back to center. Heel toe the feet in a little bit. Take the hands to the thighs. Drop the belly, arch the spine. And when you exhale, tuck the chin and round. 4 more here, cat-cows. And then last one. So we're ready to go. We're starting out with squats. So those of you that have any household items available, feel free to add your resistance like this. So it can be a goblet squat, just holding whatever you're using. You can take 2 bags with the weights down by the side. You can rest the weights on your shoulder. If you're using just squatting resistance, prisoner squat. So taking the hands behind the head. So we're going 45 seconds here. Actually, guys, we're not going to do time. We're going to go with reps, because I'll be spending too much time trying to watch the clock. So it's going to be 10 to 15 reps. Again, your choice, hands behind the head. You can also do an overhead squat. So I'm doing it overhead squats at home. I'm taking kind of a heavy rake. Overhead squats, you're keeping the shoulders, or you're keeping that bar over the shoulders, over the ankles. So again, you pick which one we're doing. We're doing 2 sets, 10 to 12, ready and sit back in the heels, come into a nice deep squat, press through the heels, come all the way up to standing. So feet are hip distance or a little bit wider. So keep going, everyone. So changing it to an overhead squat. Let's do 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. We're doing 1 more set. So again, adding the resistance, doing body weight. I'll give you 1 more option here. So a wall sit. If you have any resistance at all, pick up your weights, walk the feet out so that the thighs are parallel to the ground. And then you're just doing bicep curls. So I'm kind of hemmed in here. You really want those elbows or the arms to come all the way down. And begin. So again, it's 10 to 15. So if you're doing curls, you're sitting against the wall, alternating, or both. So keep going, guys. Don't stop. How about 5 more? 5, 4, sit down nice and low. 3, 2, and 1. So take a break. So next thing, I'm going to give you a couple of options again. So single leg training, in my opinion, is one of the best things that you can do. So with resistance or without resistance. I'm using the sliders. Again, a couple of washcloths under your feet if you're on hardwood floor, or your paper plates. So we're going to stay on one leg. You're going to, again, you're sitting back into the heels, use your inner thighs to pull that slider back, and then we're turning it into a reverse lunge. And begin. So again, we're going 10 to 15. Really try to slow it down. So keep those muscles under tension longer. So let's do about 7 more. Last 5. So we're really doing 20 to 30, right? Since we're doing 2 exercises. And 2. And 1. So take that over to the other side. Again, 10 to 15. On that standing leg, set the weight back into the heel, come down as low as you can. Use your inner thighs to pull it in. And then reverse lunge. Whoa. Let's do 5 to 7 more. So you keep track of your own reps. I'm not doing a very good job. So 5 more or less. And 2. All right, take a breather, everyone. So I'm going to be looking at the clock. I want to make sure that we have time to get through everything. Okay, one more thing for the legs. Again, this will be single leg training. So we either have, so anytime we're doing single leg training, you are working the core a little bit more. So this is either going to be a deadlift, single leg deadlift. Again, add your weights if you want, or no weights at all. You're going to bring the weight on the one leg. Try to bring your torso and then lift a leg parallel. Maybe drive the knee to the chest. Other option, again, giving you a lot of options so that you can come back and look at this. So you're going to do a Bulgarian split squat. So make sure that the knee doesn't go over the toes. You can add weight, so staying upright is more quadricep dominant. So maybe 7 or 8 like this. And then you're going to lean forward, still keep the weight into the heel of that leg that's on the ground. It's going to take it more into the hamstrings. So when you're ready, begin. Again, you're going to do 10 to 15 on one side, switch over to the other. So you can stick with the Bulgarian, you can do 7 and 7. Or you are on your single leg deadlift. Maybe adding the knee. So those of you that have weights, you can do an overhead press when you come up. And let's do 5 more, whatever you're doing. 3, 2, and 1. So take it to the other side. When you're ready, and begin. 10 to 15 on this side. So either your split squat, or your single leg deadlift. So keep going, guys. Count your last few here. Let's do 5 more. All right, when you're done with that set, again, take a breather. So again, try to get creative. Most of us do not have benches, but you have chairs, you have end tables. I have ledges out of my backyard. That's what I've been using for my single leg training. And then those of you that like pistol squats, so pistol squats you can actually come onto a ledge. I wouldn't stand on the chair just kind of wobbly, but you're going to bring one foot onto the bench, extend that other leg out, flex the foot, and then come down. So some of you might be able to do full pistol squats. If you can, great for you. What I've been doing, because I'm trying to progress mine, go a little bit lower. I've taken this out in the woods when I walk my dog. I've either got a long leash for him or I take this rope, I put it around a tree limb. You're not using the rope to pull you up, but you can go a lot lower if you have a little bit of support. So again, use the muscles in the legs and pistol squats. Okay, let's move on to shoulders. All right? So again, if you're using your bags of rocks or your laundry or water bottles, the same things that we normally do. So lateral raises, bringing those weights up to shoulder level, slide bend in the elbows, front raises, again, same thing, shoulder level. So these are a little bit light for me. I would take my big bag, which is split open, and I would do a single arm training. So you can either take the palm facing towards the body, a little bit easier on the shoulders. You can take the palm away from the body. If you want to work the core a little bit more, we're going to do 2 sets of something. So again, I'm giving you options here. If you want to work the core a little bit more, you're going to do shoulder step taps. So straight arm plank, bring the shoulders over the heels of the hands, tapping one shoulder and then the other. Try not to let the hips rotate when you're doing this. You can do these with the knees on the ground. Last thing, I don't have room to do this. It's really hard. Those of you that want to try it, you're going to get up against the wall, walk your feet up the wall so that you're inverted, and then same thing, shoulder taps. So I'm going to do mine in plank. We're going to do 10 each side, and begin. So if you're doing shoulder taps with me, you've got 5 more. Last one. Again, take a break. We will do one more thing for the shoulders. So again, if you're using household items, it can be lateral raises, front raises. You can do rear delts. Bring the weight into the heels, slide bend in the knees. Bend in the elbows, inhale, exhale. Again, better to have a little bit of resistance in each hand if you're doing that. One more option here. So this is a high and low plank. I'm doing mine from my knees. So you're in a high plank. You're going to lower one elbow, elbows under the shoulders, and then the other. Take the hand under the shoulders and press up, and then just switch. So if you're lifting the knees, same thing. And begin. So we have got 10 each arm. Again, on this one, try not to let the hips rotate up and down or side to side. So again, 5 more or less, whatever you're doing. And last couple here. Okay, and again, take a break. And let me look at my notes, check the time. All right, next moving on to chest. So if you have weights, you're welcome to do floor flies. So knees are bent, feet are flat on the ground. You're going to lock a slight bend in the elbows, about 10 degrees. Inhale. Take those weights toward the ground. Exhale. Squeeze your chest muscles. And bring your resistance together. So same thing. Again, those of you that have a ledge at home, you can lie down at the end table. Single arm training, you're going to go heavier. Or you're going to train both arms. And the same thing, you're turning the palms. So, my rocks are falling out of my bags, guys. The palms are facing towards your feet. Inhale, exhale. So bend the elbows. Bring those weights back to chest level. So you probably want to double bag your rocks, if you're using rocks like I am. And then classic chest exercise, push-ups. So from the knees or the toes. So we're targeting the chest for this one. So hands are wider than the shoulders. You're going to take the shoulders again so that they're over the heels of the hands. Lift the knees. Inhale. Exhale and press up. We've got 10 to 15. Keep looking slightly forward. Keep the back of the neck long. 5 more. 3, 2, and 1. So one more chest exercise. So again, if you want to stick with floor flies, chest press, push-ups. This is one of my favorite ones. It's hard. I do them on my knees. I do one arm at a time. You can lift the knees off the ground. You can do both arms. Again, if you're on a hardwood floor, you will take your hands to your cloth. I've got the sliders here. What you're going to do is slide one arm out and then press up. Other arm and up. Ten to 15. Let me back up here so you can see me and begin. Slide one arm or both. You're pushing up. So keep going, guys. What's that?
I can't see you. I can't see you in front of the step. Like I can't see what you're doing.
Oh, you can't see what I'm doing?
Right
So
here.
back up a little bit.
Yeah, move the step back so you can get in front of it.
All right. Keep going, guys. I was cheating. I did that so that I could do less of these. Again, push up, slide that arm out, slide it back in. to keep moving so we'll get through all muscle groups. So, diamond, push-up. You're spreading the fingers wide, bringing the thumbs and the index finger together. Again, I'm doing these on my knees. Keep the elbows close to the body. Inhale when you come down. Exhale, straighten the arms. And then one more. This is fun. Power and clap. Again, I'm doing these on the knees. If you want to do them with the knees lifted, feel free. So you're going to do a push-up. So you're really pressing yourself up and clapping your hands. Okay, let's move on to our back muscles. So back is something that's kind of difficult to work without resistance, but it can be done. So we're going to start working the low back muscles. And so this could be just our regular Superman, Superwomen. So you can goalpost the arms can come out straight, you can reach your arms. Let me move the bench, guys, because I don't think you're going to see me. So I'm going to give you two variations with your Superman. So goalpost arms, straight arms, or arms out to the side. Take the forehead to the ground, lift up. So you're lifting the thighs and the chest, hold, and lower. If you want to work the external rotator cuff muscles a little bit more, arms are going to be by the side. I like to make fists, lift the chest and the legs, rotate the shoulders together and hold. So whether you're doing regular Superman, again, arms in front, goalpost, or if you're adding that rotator cuff muscle work, pause at the top. Three more or less. And rest. Okay, next one. We are working the upper back muscles. This is called back widow. You're going to lie down. Feet, knees are bent with the feet flat on the floor. You're going to bend the elbows. Again, I make fists here. Don't use your feet, use your back muscles, drive through the elbows, use those back muscles to come up, hold, and release. Again, 10 more or less. Keep going. So really slow down the movement. Don't use the feet. Again, drive through the elbows. Feel those back muscles working. Five more. Two. Again, take a break. Those of you that have some resistance. So what I have been doing, again, I don't have a bench. You can use a chair. I don't have have a chair here, but pretend like I did. I'm going to square up my body to the chair, get into an athletic stance, sit back, weight in the heels, engage those abs. I take one hand to the back of the chair. You're reaching that arm out. This is a lat variation. Inhale, exhale. Pull that elbow behind the body. Again, if you have a bench or a ledge, you can do the same thing with one foot up. Moderate row. Oh, my lovely assistant brought me a chair to use. Thanks, Kelly. Moderate row. So this is working more of the mid-back muscles. Muscles between the shoulder blade. Again, athletic stance. Square yourself up. This time you're just taking your resistance right up to the armpit. Inhale when you come down. Exhale. And squeeze your back muscle. Last thing. Working the upper back muscle, which we just did with that back widow. One more thing. So you're going to turn the palm so that it faces towards the back. Lead with the elbow. Inhale. Exhale. Kind of like a chicken wing. That's giving you more of the upper back muscles. And then last thing, I'll give you one more option. So we're going to do one more set. This is called a total body drag, an extension plank. I think it's really hard, but it's fun. So you're going to come into a plank position, and you're just going to walk the feet back as far back as you can, and then walk it back up. Bring the shoulders over the fronts of the fingertips. Walk back, and walk forward. All right, so you're going to pick one of those. We're going to do 2 sets, so those of you that are doing a single arm row. It's just going to be, we'll do 8 each side. I'm going to do the total body drag or the extension plank and begin. So walk back and forward and back and forward. So guys, keep going. So some of you, I can't walk my feet back so that I'm totally laying out my body on the ground. Some of you might be able to. You should be able to feel your back muscles working here. So if you're doing a single arm row, switch sides. I'm going to try this with a slider. So even harder with the slider. Last few. And rest. Yeah, one more thing for the back. So this is from a plank position. You're going to touch back and reach forward. So plank. Bring your weight into one hand or the other, doesn't matter which. Opposite hand, touch the shin and reach forward. 6 more. Three. You can do these on your knees. and 1. Right over to the other side. When you're ready, other hand. So reach back and forward. 8. Drop to the knees. Last 4. And rest. So moving on to triceps. So triceps, again, the classic body weight exercise is tricep dips. Those of you that have resistance, feel free. Single arm or both arm. Overhead extension. Kick back. So I like to do these on one knee. You're leaning forward. Bring your upper arm close to parallel to the ground. Inhale, exhale, kick it back. So that upper arm doesn't move. And then again, classic tricep exercise, tricep push-ups. Again, we talked about the triangle or diamond push-up. Hands are under the shoulders. So you're going to pick 2 exercises to do. I'm going to start with dips. Again, it's going to be, yeah. Thank you. Okay, and again, you're going to, I keep my fingers pointed straight ahead. If your shoulders are bothering you, try spinning the fingers out to the side. Walk the feet out to your own degree. Those of you that want more, straight legs, and begin. So keep drawing the heads of the shoulders back. Inhale, lower the hips, exhale. Straighten the legs. You're feeling your triceps, right? 8 more, guys. 8. We've got 5 more. If you want to make it harder, single leg. 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, we've got 15 more minutes. So I want to do a stretch at the end. I want to do abs. So we're going to stick with just that one tricep exercise. We're going to move on and do a little bit of glute work. So first thing that we're doing, well, no, again, I'm going to give you options, as always. So these are clamshells. You're going to bring your thigh bones parallel to the body. So you don't want to be here, you want to be here. You're on one forearm, stacking the knees, stacking the feet. I'm adding weight on that outer hip. Inhale, exhale. So don't let the hips move. Keep the hips steady. Other option, fire hydrants. So like a dog going to the bathroom, knees are under the hips, hands are under the shoulders. Really engage your abdominals. Inhale, exhale. Those of you that want more, we're going to do these with the knees off the ground. Again, we're going to go 8 to 10 each side. Ready and begin. So again, count your own. I've got 5 more here. Maybe lift a knee. Other side. So again, either clamshells or fire hydrants. Get into position, add the weight. If you're doing the clamshells again, classic way for those of you that have mini bands, you're going to take a band above your knees. Ready and. So 10, more or less. Again, try to keep the hips level. You've got 4 or 5 more to go. Last couple. And stop. So donkey kicks. Again, this is something that we typically do with the mini band. So I'm going to try this. I don't know if it'll work. Actually, I think that my rocks are going to be all over the floor. So what you're doing is, small bag of rocks or anything else, come down under the forearms. Bend the knee, inhale, exhale. You're taking the knee towards the ground, don't let it touch down. The knee stays bent the whole way. So imagine that you have something on your foot, you're trying to press it up towards the ceiling. And let's do again, 8 to 10. Oh, let me give you one more option, guys. Because again, we're running out of time. So, glute bridge on the back. So if I don't have resistance, I would do single leg. So that leg can be straight, it can be on the diagonal. Inhale, press to the heel. Try to get your hips lifted as high as you can. You don't want to feel it in the low back. Again, pick one of those. Fire hydrants, clamshells, single leg glute bridge. If the single leg is too much, you can also take your heels to a chair, a ledge, whatever you have available. Again, lift and pause. And let's begin. Again, 8 to 12. You'll either repeat your set if you're doing single leg. We'll switch over to the other one. So I've got about 6 more. Everyone's feeling this, right? Glutes and hamstrings. 3, 2, let's come up. Hold whenever you're doing your pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So whatever exercise you were doing, switch over to the other side. Ready and begin. So again, 8 to 12. Six more for me. Three. Come up. Little pulses. Keep those hips high. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So great job, everyone. Grab a drink. All right, we have 10 minutes left. So we are going to go right into abdominals. So what we're doing, I've got about 6 exercises. We're going to go for 30 seconds more or less, because I'm not really watching my clock. So when you've had enough, you've had enough. So we're going to do sprinter sit-ups. I'll get the time going, guys, so I don't hold you here forever. All right, so sprinter sit-ups, lean slightly back, opposite knee to opposite elbow to opposite knee. So try to get it all the way to the outside if you can. 15 seconds, that's it. 5. And last one. Next thing. We are doing rope climbs. So these work the upper abdominal muscles. You are going to lie down. Pretend that you've got a rope dangling from the ceiling. Lift your head, your shoulders, and your shoulder blades. Climb that rope. So right over left, left over right. And begin. So again, you're trying to lift as high as you can. Last 10 seconds. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Next thing, we have working the obliques. So we've got forearm side plank. We're going to do, it's going to be 30 seconds on each side. So to modify these, your knees can be on the ground. You can kickstand one foot. You can stagger your feet. You can stack your feet. Those of you that want more are going to reach through. So inhale, exhale, look down. Take that arm across your body and begin. 30 seconds. So you don't have to do the reach throughs. Challenge yourself. Last 20 seconds, and then we'll switch sides. So keep the hips lifted. Don't let the hips sag. Ten seconds. 5, 2, and 1. So you felt that in your obliques, right? Other side. Again, you pick whether you're doing a side plank, whether you're adding a reach through. And you guys know a lot of different variations, so find something that you like. And begin. So lift the hips. Hold here, or look down, and reach through. 30 seconds. Last 15. 7. 3, 2, and 1. All right, guys, we got plenty of time left. We're just getting warmed up. All right, next thing. Actually, we're going to do one more thing, 30 seconds each side, and then we'll stretch it out. So what you're doing is lying down. Take the heels to the ceiling. These are called halos. So don't use the arms, don't use the hands, just use your abdominal muscles. Lift, little circles. So you're trying to lift the hips and keep them lifted as long as you can. We've got 20 more seconds here. side. So we're circling in the opposite direction. Lift the hips, using just the abdominals. "20 seconds, 20 more seconds. Last 10. Almost there. 3, 2, and 1. So good job, everyone. Let's stretch it out. So stretching out the abdominals. So come onto your belly. Hands under the shoulders. If you have long arms, walk the hands in front of the shoulders. And then breathing in. Relax the shoulders. Keep the elbows close to the side body. Stretching out the abdominals. And then press yourself up. Step your left foot forward. Take your fingers to the ground. Shift your weight all the way back. Come onto that heel of that front foot. Those of you that want more, walk your fingers away from the body. So we're stretching out the hamstrings here. And then take the left hand to the ball of that same foot and draw that foot towards your body. Calf muscle stretch. And then a quadricep stretch. I'll turn around so that you can see what I'm doing. So I'm bringing the hand to the inside of that front foot, reach back, grab a hold of the ankle, maybe both hands to the ankle, maybe the top of the foot. Those of you that want more, you're going to switch your grip. So I'm hanging onto that back foot with my right arm. I'm taking the left arm to the ground. So quadricep stretch. And then release. Hip flexor stretch. So draw the tailbone down, lift the front of the pelvis up, reach up with the opposite arm and then over to the side. And let's switch. Hamstring stretch, step the other foot forward, shift your weight all the way back, straight through that front leg. Maybe come onto the front heel. Walk your hands away from you if you want more. And then take the palm of the hand, draw that foot towards your body. Stretching out the calf muscles. Shift your weight onto that front foot. Reach back. With one hand, both. Maybe opposite form comes to the ground for your quad stretch. Release, hip flexor stretch, tailbone drops down, reach up and over. And then come all the way to standing shoulder stretch. Take the feet wide, interlace the hands, draw the heads of the shoulders back. So it's also a chest stretch. You can stay here, taking the arms up and back, or you can hinge from the hips and take the arms up and over. And then release. Great job, everyone. So keep working out. Don't let the lack of having a place to go to or weights stop you from keeping all the conditioning that you've gained. And I will see you soon, I hope. Like maybe in September.